What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Daily Digest for Friday, May 23rd, 2025, where I bring you fact-based, non-sensational, objective information about what's going on in the broader blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Today, we are kicking off with the hack that we mentioned yesterday of more than $220 million that took place on Cetus, a DEX on Sui. And after a lot of the funds were frozen, Sui has run into issues of people claiming it is not decentralized. Cetus was able to freeze $162 million of the stolen funds. However, the Sui team asked every validator to deploy a patched code so they could take away the Cetus protocol hackers' $160 million via an unsigned transaction. While we don't want to see hundreds of millions of dollars get stolen, we also don't want to see validators be able to freeze networks and turn over transactions. In other interesting news, Cointelegraph is reporting senators that invest into crypto. 11 of them were covered. The vast majority, if not all of them, don't actually hold spot crypto like Ethereum or Bitcoin or anything else like that. But instead, they hold things like ETFs, or they also hold shares of PayPal or things of this nature. So I would argue that the senators that were covered in this article are crypto adjacent. However, we will take what we can get when we're looking for support on the Hill. Speaking of senators, several senators have planned to amend the Genius Act, which is the stablecoin bill that is going through Senate right now, largely because of Trump's terrible decision to get involved into crypto projects. So there's two things that are a problem here. First, a lot of senators are not happy that Trump has involvements in World Liberty Financial, which launched the USD1 stablecoin this March. So they will largely write support for World Liberty Financial out of the stablecoin bill. And then secondly, Trump offered the top 220 token holders for the Trump token to have a private dinner with him. This is clearly pay for play. And it's really not sitting right with a lot of people I know who are builders here in the US, but also politicians and people who are lawmakers. Moving on, crypto perp futures might be coming very soon to the US per CFTC's Commissioner Summer Mersinger. Summer told this to Bloomberg TV on May 22nd. She said, "We're seeing some applications, and I believe we'll see some of those products trading live very soon. It would be great to get that trading back on shore in the US. For those who do not know, crypto perpetual futures are derivative contracts that allow traders to speculate on the price of a cryptocurrency without actually owning them. And Hyperliquid has thrown its hat into the ring following the CFTC comments the other day on TV. Hyperliquid is a decentralized perp exchange operating its own L1 and submitted formal comments on a 24/7 derivatives trading platform to the US CFTC. You can go over to Twitter to see a comment that they made about wanting to support DeFi in the US with a regulatory agency that is open to dialogue and offering a clear regulatory framework. Moving on, Kraken is going to offer tokenized US stocks to non-US clients. The products will be offered through Bakkt, a new Kraken partner, which, according to a statement shared with Cointelegraph, went on to say that the tokens representing the stocks will be stored on the Solana blockchain due to its unmatched performance, low latency, and thriving global ecosystem. We're starting to see a world where the Robinhoods, the Coinbases, the Krakens, these large exchanges of the world are starting to offer both equities offerings, tokenized equities offerings, as well as cryptocurrency offerings. So we're in a brave new world. Moving on to kind of negative stories to keep you on your toe, dear listener. Hackers are using a fake Ledger Live app to steal phrases to drain people's crypto. The malware replaces the legitimate Ledger Live app on a victim's device and then prompts the user to input their seed phrase through a phony pop-up message. Whatever you do, never input your seed phrase into anything on a computer, especially after you asked to download it. Not your seed phrase, not your keys, not your coins. Be safe and be diligent out there. No one who is a real actor in this space will ever ask you for your seed phrase. And moving on to our second to last piece of news, a U.S. tourist was drugged by a fake Uber driver and robbed of all of his Bitcoin holdings, which were around 123,000. Folks, do not carry your entire cryptocurrency stash on your phone. Don't even carry more than 1% of your total holdings on your phone. You would not carry every single piece of gold you own. You would not carry every single dollar that you have to your name on your person whenever you're traveling. Do not do it with crypto. Don't use mobile phones for everything. Store the vast majority of your cryptocurrency into a safe, cold wallet that can't be accessed by anybody. We really, as an industry, need to learn how to empower and protect ourselves and make sure that nobody can ever gain access to seed phrases or to our cold wallets. And in this instance, a guy went out drinking. He called an Uber, got into the wrong taxi cab, and then the taxi driver offered him a cigarette, which had this sedative drug called scopolamine, which basically knocked the dude out for 30 minutes before he was able to regain consciousness. And then afterwards, he was kicked out of the cab. His phone was taken from him, and he lost access to all of his crypto. So moving on to a final piece of good news. We've been talking a lot about states in the U.S. and their opening perspectives, shifting perspectives to cryptocurrency. So Michigan lawmakers have filed for crypto bills for retiree funds, CBDCs, and mining. The new Bitcoin bills that were introduced in Michigan include allowing state retirement fund investments, banning CBDCs and other rights protections, and allowing Bitcoin mining on abandoned oil and gas wells, and offering tax deductions for it. So that's your news for Friday, May 23rd. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on the daily digests, our weekly spaces, or our bi-monthly podcast episodes, head over to our subreddit, which is /Smart Economy Podcast, to keep up to date with everything we bring to you so that you don't have to sift through the news for hours a day. Just come listen to me talk about it for 10 minutes. And I will see you next week. Cheers.